Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In this session, we will discuss about another type of join, which is right outer join. So what we will do, firstly I will show you a few queries that I have already executed in order to create some tables that we will use as a sample table for our demo of right outer join. Okay. Then we will understand the requirement, like what are the conditions where we can utilize this right outer join, and at the last we will see how we can use the query with right outer join in sqlrpgle program. Okay, so let's go and discuss everything one by one. So on session B, first of all I will show you some queries. So here, if you remember, in our previous session we discussed about the left outer join. So if you have watched that session, then it would be quite easy for you to understand the right outer join, because this is just opposite of the left outer join. Okay, but if you haven't watched that session, then also it is fine, because we will discuss everything in detail. So uh, to explain this right outer join, I have created this table, which is create table players, and the table name is players, and we have two columns here, player ID and player name, where player ID is of integer type and player name is varchar. Now we have another table, and I just set this player ID as a primary key. Okay, then we have table 2. Table 2 is for ODI records. The table name is ODI record with 3 columns: player ID, best ODI score, and ODI centuries. Now I will show you the data which I have already stored in it, and then we'll understand the requirement where we can use this right outer join. So let me run one query for you. Select star from Sharmit1 slash, and my table name is, first table name is players. So I will write here players, and Sharmit1 is my library name. So here you can see we have some random data here, like player ID, player name. Okay. Now similarly, if I hit the other query for the table ODI record, then you will see there are some data, like just focus on these two record, player ID 80 and player ID 90. But if you check the previous table again, there is no record for 80 and 90. There is no available name for player whose ID is player whose player ID is 80 and 90. Okay, so this is the scenario we have created. Now we will discuss why uh, what, how we can use this right outer join. So now suppose there is a live cricket match ongoing. So you are supposed to show all the ODI record. If there is no name for the given player ID, it means like we have these two data, right, for which we don't have name in the players table. Then it's fine, but these records are very important. We want to show these all record. If player ID, if player name is available in players table, then we will print that. But if it is not there, then we will simply put the null. Okay, but these records should be populated on screen during the live cricket match. So this is the requirement. So what right outer join will do, it will pick the record from right table, or you can say ODI record table. If there is no matching record in left table, which means players table, then it will put null in place of the unavailable data. If you remember, in left join, the things were quite opposite. Like there we were giving the priority to the left table. What it outer join will do, it will pick all the data from left table. If there is available record in right table, it will print that. If it is not, then it will put the null. Similarly, oppositely we are doing here. In right outer join, it will give priority to the right table. If there is no record available in the left table, then it will print only a right table data and put the hyphens, or you can say null value, to the unavailable data. So this is all theoretical thing. Now I will show you the query, then we'll see the output as well to understand it properly. So this is the query I have already created for right outer join. So here what we are doing, I am writing select p1.player id, p1.player name, o1.best ODI score, o1.ODI centuries from players table as P1. So what P1 will do, like we are just referring this players table with P1. So wherever you are referring the field with prefix P1 dot is coming from players table, like player ID, P1 dot player ID, P1 dot player name. Then we are using the keyword right outer join on second table, and table name is ODI record, which we are referring with O1. So what it will do, it will like you can see we are referring it O1 dot best ODI score. So it is coming from ODI record table, O1 dot ODI century. So this is also coming from this table. We are not printing player ID from this table because both are same. In both files player ID are same. So that's why we are not printing it. Then we are applying right outer join on p1 dot player id equal o1 dot player id. As we know, like we have covered two scenarios so already. So we know that for joins we need one common column where we can apply the join. So here in this example we are using player id as that common column. So if I hit enter here, you will see that it is printing player ID, player name. If it is not available for the right table, then it keep it as null. So last two record is null because there is no entry in this table. Now if I press shift F8, you can see all record from right table has been printed. And that was our requirement. Like we during the live cricket match, we want to show all the ODI record in centuries. If there is if player name is available for the records, then we will print it as we are printing it here, like 18 Virat, 45 Rohit, these are available. But for these two record there is no player name, so we just keep it as null. Actually the query keep it as null. Okay, so this is all about right outer join. So in simple term you can say right outer join gives the priority to the right table and prints all the record from right table. If there is matching record in left table on the basis of common field, then it prints that, but if it is not there, then it shows it null. Okay, so I hope with this example everything is clear. Now I will show you how we can utilize the same inside sqlrpgle program. So here what we are doing, we are declaring one constant which is sql state underscore valid with 5 times zeros. Okay, and this constant we will use to verify the query whether it is executed properly or not, because every time when we execute the SQL query it returns the SQL status. If SQL status is 5 times 0, then it is executed properly. If other than this, then it means there is something wrong with the query. So in that case we can populate the message. Now afterwards I have declared one data structure with name ODIDS, and there are some couple of fields, subfields I have declared here, like player ID, player name, best score and centuries. So if like why we are declaring this ODIDS, because like whenever we are using host variable, let's say we are fetching multiple column from the table, and for that all column we need to specify separate columns, right, as a host variable. So instead of that, what we can do, we can declare one data structure with subfields as per your table columns, how you are fetching it, and then you can simply utilize those this ds as a host variable. So there is no need to put again and again host variable. So it optimize your query. Okay, so this is all required thing which we want to fetch from the query. Then we are setting the option commit equals to star none, and here we are using the cursor declaration. So just writing exec SQL declare get ODI records scroll cursor for, and this is the actual query. In query we are running this, so let me copy it and will run this. Okay, so you can see it is printing all the required data. So it is the best approach, like whenever you are declaring cursor, just run that query first. If it is working fine, then you can write the entire code. Otherwise you need to correct your query. Then we are opening it. So after cursor declaration, we are opening the cursor, which is get ODI records, and below to this we are executing the loop. So we are executing the loop till SQL state is equal to SQL state underscore valid. Here we are executing SQL fetch next from get ODI records into host variable ODI DS. So this is the advantage of using DS. This time I'm just passing one host variable, but if we are using multiple column and without DS, then we need to pass separate host variable to fetch the record. The new thing is this, like as we know that in our data some columns contains null value. So whenever you are trying to store null value into your DS, it will give error because null value is not a zone type, right? So in that case, it will return the error message with the SQL state 22002 22002. So whenever it is returning this, I'm just forcefully printing this message null value encountered, but it is up to you. Like you can customize this code as per your requirement. If you want to print only the name, in that case you can print, but for now I'm just printing that null value encountered. In normal query we can see that it is printing null, but here you can customize it, and as per your requirement you can change the logic, but for now I'm just printing null value encountered. Then I'm setting the SQL state equal to SQL state underscore valid. Why? Because if we didn't set this equal to valid, then it will simply leave the loop, because right now it is 22002. So in that case it will leave it, but we want to fetch further records also, so just set it, forcefully set it to valid. Then it will check, and if everything is okay, then it will print the records like w underscore name, w underscore player id, w underscore best score, w underscore centuries, and then we'll do undo. Okay, and after that I'm closing the cursor. My cursor name is get ODI records, and setting the INLR to star on. So let's quickly compile this program and see the output. So you can see Virat 18 183 49. So this is the all record for first player. Similarly it will print all the record for second, third and fourth and fifth player. After fifth player it will give error message two times, null value encountered because of this record, and then again because of this record. So two times it prints null value encountered. It is up to you. If you want to do something else here, then you can, but overall process is like this. Whenever you want to fetch the record from right outer join, you can use the same query inside cursor. So overall in cursor you can use any query, okay, and the only thing changes is the way how you are using the, you can say, host variable. Okay, so yeah, I hope this is clear to all of you how we can use right outer join and what are the condition we can utilize right outer join. Right now we just discuss about the cricket related scenario, but it is up to you. Let's say if you are working for a banking domain, then you can use uh, right outer join accordingly. Okay, so as per your requirement you can customize your program. So yeah, I hope it is clear to all of you. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.